Literally 3 minutes ago, Oz Media situation. Bro's gotten absolutely gabloobered by the Illuminati. We have to get into this. It's insane.
Well,
I've been told I need to cover it, and then here we are. Here we are, baby. We're jumping in. We're locked in. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the Illuminati lore, I will be filling you out either way. However, I'm pretty sure Oz gives us like a very good timeline of events. As you know, I don't like Illuminati at all. I, in fact, dropped a main channel video covering it, which I don't do for most people. But let's see what we got. This is gonna be crazy.
Here we are. Round 2. Blair, if you or your lawyers are watching this, I implore you to at least watch the outro, preferably before June 7th.
Bro is actually just edging us to the outro. All right, we could speed it up a little bit. He's talking a little not that fast. I mean, he's making this video with the idea that this could very likely be actually played in court, right? Like he's in the middle of an actual lawsuit right now. So we'll see how crazy this goes.
This is not the monstrosity of a documentary against Blair's actions. If anything, think of this as the prologue. We're here right now because Blair, owner of Pyramid Entertainment LLC, or better known as her public YouTube personality Illuminaughtii, is currently in the process.
Yo, she fell off hard.
Blair, owner of Pyramid Entertainment LLC, or better known as her...
Dude, she lost 500,000 subs since this drama started. I cannot believe it.
Her public YouTube personality Illuminaughtii is currently in the process of suing me, as well as other prior employees for defamation and other claims. This video, as well as its subsequent parts, will serve as a public record of exactly what is going on behind the scenes.
All right, the behind the scenes. So we all know in public, Illuminaughtii calls out legal for plagiarism. Legal obviously didn't plagiarize. H-Bomber guy calls out Illuminaughtii for plagiarism. Illuminaughtii is still being a piece of shit. Every person that ever knew her comes out at the same time to talk about actual personal horror stories that they went through, like the Click, who was on our podcast, and lots of other people talked about this insanity, and that was all crazy. Anyway, Illuminaughtii rolls out lawsuits against all of her former friends that she allegedly has abused in the past. So I'm very excited to see the behind the scenes because at least in the forefront, we all recognize that Illuminati is an actual massive giant piece of shit. If you're not fully familiar with the lore, that was the extremely brief catch up. And let's see what's going on here with the lawsuit behind the scenes. I've been covering this until here, so let's see what we got.
These videos.
It's funny if she just minded her own business, this could all have been avoided. Dude, if she just wouldn't have been such a narcissist to call out legal for plagiarizing your editing style, including highlighting text. That was her claim. He highlighted text just like she did. He's a plagiarist. She literally destroyed her own career. God, it's so pleasant to see the house of cards fall down. And the one who actually tipped it over was the monster herself.
I will actively be showing all and any evidence related to dismantling her claims against me, as well as the other parties she's involved in this misplaced legal crusade of hers. Seeing as I know this video will be heavily scrutinized by Blair's legal team, hi, and perhaps even shown in front of a court, also hi, I am fully willing to submit this video and its subsequent parts to the courts as further evidence as...
By the way, it speaks volumes that Oz is willing to make a whole video addressing the courts and the lawyers and shit, but Illuminaughtii is absolutely radio silent on all this. It just goes to show what side of history is just correct.
I am willing to stand by these words, as I'm treating this as though I'm speaking under oath. I am also not stating this to add an air of authority to my words, as Blair's legal team has previously proposed.
Wow! Blair's legal team proposed that the only reason why he said that I'm speaking as if it's under oath, because he's trying to get an air of authority, not because he's actually telling the truth? What garbage!
I want the truth.
They're trying everything! Dude, I love how she's trying so hard to win in the legal system because she knows in the court of public opinion she is absolutely gonzo.
Known. And to do so, I'm going to publicly dissect her claims within this lawsuit to essentially lay bare my defense, as well as the...
All right, let's see the lawsuit claims. Forget all the fucking public shit that we've already covered ad nauseum. Let's see the private crazy stuff.
Defense for other parties involved. My section of the lawsuit will be covered in part 2, as I'm awaiting litigation privileges before I explore my portion of the lawsuit publicly.
All right.
Despite this, there is still plenty of information on the ongoings in this video. My lawyer is aware I'm doing this. These legal proceedings have been ongoing for the past 8 to 9 months at this point in time. If it wasn't for the assistance I received with the GoFundMe back in September, I would not have been able to mount a legal defense.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I decided to actually end up reacting to this video altogether, instead of just watching it on the toilet like I watch most drama videos, because in the description I have this video linked. If you want to support this guy's GoFundMe to fight against fucking wrath of the Illuminati in the future in this legal shit, because legal battles take a lot of money, and I don't think Oz has those resources based on how badly he was abused allegedly in the past. So let's see where this goes.
Of the amount donated, GoFundMe takes a fee with each donation. This can be seen on screen here with this nice little chart breakdown they provide. At this point in time, which more information can be found
Can we actually get a shout out for a YouTuber making a GoFundMe and actually using the money for the thing it was intended? I mean, not trying to call out Keffels or the completionist or anything, but damn, that's crazy!
Update in the original GoFundMe. This lawsuit has cost over $40,000.
Shit,
I've been
dude. That's... Oh my god.
posting all of my legal invoices for full transparency, and more will be posted soon. The redacted information within them is information subject to attorney-client privilege, which also spells out my current legal strategy. This would be foolish to allow Blair's legal team access.
Obviously.
This is why the redactions are as heavy as they include itemized lists of my lawyer's actions throughout the case's initial proceedings. Despite how much has been spent so far, the legal proceedings are still in the beginning phase.
Yeah, obviously. It's always the beginning phases. It's months, it's years, it drags out forever. This slander and abuse cases never, ever end. Oh my god, he's already spent $40K on this shit. I mean, he has a career, he has a YouTube channel, but you actually look at, like, what's, like... Dude, it's so sad. There's no way he's actually going to be able to upload videos while he's under all this pressure. His whole life is falling apart. A month ago, 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 4 months ago. He can only post like 1-2 videos a month. And it's not like they're difficult videos. They're literally Reddit reactions. It is the easiest, laziest content alive, but he can't actually do more than he does because he's so wrapped up with this. Oh my god, dude.
Phases. Blair's lawsuit, in my opinion, relies on the misconstruing of facts
Oh, he has to say in my opinion every time also.
and utilizes a personally curated timeline, which she has constructed in order to gain the bare minimum standards of having this case proceed. Because I'm exhausted with the, in my opinion, legal shenanigans Blair
He has to say in my opinion every time for legal reasons. Oh my god.
is currently pulling, this video exists. We will be delving into that timeline and gutting it point by point, as both her lawyers and judge seem to be fully unaware that I am not the real cause of her pain and misery.
So Illuminati, one of the most... Bro! Her situation has been covered by everyone on YouTube. And yet she is still able to gaslight the judge and her lawyers and all that garbage into the fact that a totally fake timeline exists. That's what she's proposing? That's her strategy for winning this lawsuit? By just making believe a different timeline happened than actual reality and the judge is buying it?
Blair is. Blair's actions are the reason we are here, and I'll be demonstrating that shortly with a detailed timeline of events before we move into the dissection of her claims. If you
Dude, I hope she fucking loses. Holy crap. There is no way she can get away with this.
would like a full breakdown of every court filing to date, I would recommend YouTuber Matt Caster. For now, I'll be focusing on what's current and minimizing the 100+ pages of legal proceedings down to only what's necessary over the next 2 parts.
right.
For the next proceedings, I'll be launching a new GoFundMe because I have nearly exhausted the prior amounts donated. All donations will be used to defend all parties in opposition to Blair, not just myself. All future legal invoices will be posted as they come, from all parties who are in need of the funding. My goal with these uploads, assuming Blair does not take my offer, is to not only lay my defense bare for all legal parties to see, but for the online community as a whole. I intend to provide ample documentation to justify to all of you why another round of
All
crowdfunding
right.
is being posted.
I mean, honestly, I feel like you don't need to convince me. But okay, all right.
This isn't just for myself anymore. This is also to defend employees that Blair is bringing legal action against as well. If Blair does accept my offer within the outro,
Wait, so how many people is Blair suing? Blair's suing Oz, the Click, and a bunch of other employees? She's just out there suing people that she used to have power over? Dude, how fucked up is that? That's insane. That's unhinged.
I will be refunding the new GoFundMe once all terms are met, and the lawsuit is
Damn.
officially over. Court filings and all.
Nah, keep it, bro. You deserve it. You shouldn't have said that. Oh my god, that's insane.
If you're curious as to why I'm even offering Blair a potential settlement in the outro, that will be explained there, as there are numerous factors in my personal life that I've recently had to heavily consider and prioritize minimizing or even removing causes of stress. That being said, I have no issue, hesitations, or fears in connection to proceeding with this lawsuit.
I mean, you have lots of those. You obviously don't want to do that. You obviously don't want to go through with the lawsuit, but obviously this is the thing you have to say to save face and shit. Obviously, I was
confident in the direction things are going, and I just want to...
You're gonna win. There's no way Blair actually walks away. I have very little faith in the American legal system, but I have enough faith to know that Blair is fucking cooked. Like, there is no shot she walks away from this.
offer a path to end this before we're stuck in this for years on
The issue is, he might end up stuck in a lawsuit for 5 years now and spend hundreds of $1,000s on legal shit.
end. This will be further explored in the outro.
All right, the timeline, baby.
As stated in my September update video, Blair and I dated, just in case this context is missing.
God
It was never my
damn.
goal to make any of this about relationship
I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry for you, bro.
drama. However, despite the actual timeline of events which have occurred, Blair is trying to paint her entire downfall on YouTube as being nothing more than my actions towards her as a jealous ex.
Oh my god! She's literally trying to go to take that to court. She's going to the judge and telling the judge that her downfall on YouTube is because of her jealous ex, instead of the fact that she absolutely kamikazed her own career. By falsely accusing lawyers, by plagiarizing content, by abusing everyone she's ever met up with. Her downfall on YouTube is literally all her fault. And she's actually going to try to gaslight the judge into thinking that it's Oz.
I'm not jealous towards your current partner, Blair. Only sympathetic.
Oh my god. Her poor current partner.
I encourage all of you to fact check this timeline as I go. I'm being both as detailed and as quick as I can here. Because, again, Blair, in my opinion, is actively obfuscating the timeline in her lawsuit in an attempt to paint herself as a victim who did nothing to deserve the scrutiny delivered onto her. On April 20th, 2023, the story begins with a tweet produced by Blair, which attacked Legal Eagle for
We're really starting from the beginning. All right.
copying her style. Legal Eagle would quickly retort, explaining he had been using these standard practice editing styles, which included standard documentary effects such as the classic skeuomorphism torn paper.
Example A of where Legal Eagle was fucking because he used this torn paper effect. Example B, highlighting effect,
as well as the simple action of highlighting text, which all can easily be found as stock templates online.
Yeah,
in this Twitter
bullshit.
thread, Blair had also levied accusations against members of Legal Eagle's team as proof of this copying by showing an editor of Legal Eagle asking for help with how a certain effect is achieved. This is standard practice amongst YouTubers and editors. Blair responded to Legal Eagle by deleting these accusations and did not provide a public apology or any form of public justification for her actions. This further stirred the pot and made people ask questions. This same day, April 20th, H-Bomber Guy would post a tweet publicly displaying an example of Blair copying a documentary herself.
Insane.
Although he used the word plagiarism. At the time, I found it incredibly telling that H-Bomber Guy had such a specific clipped comparison ready to go that same day, with an exact video.
Turns out, epic foreshadowing.
I do wonder if Blair had the same realization that I did, that the only way Harris would have a clip like this is if something major was in the works.
Yeah, and that major thing actually happened. He dropped 2 videos on this. On his main channel, he has a 20 million view video calling out Blair. And on the second channel, he also has a second one calling out Blair.
Foreshadowing is a little on April 23rd, 3 days later, we would see Click post his Twitter thread. I emphasize the 3 days portion because at this point, Blair was still yet to address the Legal Eagle scenario, pushing Click, a former collaborator of hers, to publicly distance himself from her to avoid the flack that her actions had been causing for any and all who were at any point associated with her.
Dude, it was so hard for Click to do this too, because Click stays out of drama. Click is just a guy that he does Reddit reactions and stuff, and he's a super wholesome guy in my experience. He's been on our podcast. He seems really nice. He's very calm and pleasant to talk to. The fact that he actually had to get himself into this situation is just, it's so yucky, but it's so good that he actually did it. It's so good that he actually got ahead of everything and said this, but I feel so bad that he's now in court over this shit. Oh my god, she is literally making a mess of everyone.
This is not an accusation. I am just stating the unforeseen cause and effect of Blair's documented actions. This same night, from a bathtub apparently, Wonderstruck, now known as Hi I'm Wonder, would post his Twitter thread detailing his prior dealings with Blair, as well as the harm that he felt he suffered when close to her. I was unaware that Wonder was going to make this tweet. He and I normally are on voice call when he's in the tub. This will be important later when we move into the details of the lawsuit, as Blair claims Wonder and I had essentially masterminded her downfall. I didn't know about the thread until I received a now deleted DM from Blair, asking me what she should do, followed by several...
Wait, after all of her friend group was collapsing, Blair messaged Oz asking for help and is now suing him! How on earth do you gaslight people into thinking it's his fault when you still went after him for help? Oh my god!
missed calls from her.
She actually thinks she's the main character. Motherfucker thinks she's the main character.
I wish I had a record of this Discord DM, but by the next morning, this DM would be deleted. Because Blair did not publicly provide a reason or explanation towards her actions, and with the emergence of H-Bomber Guy, Click, and Wonderstruck's threads, it left Twitter frenzied for answers. Those who were familiar with my connections to Blair, as it was public knowledge we were roommates, would begin to DM me or brigade my livestream chats with questions on the situation. Questions such as if I still supported Blair and if I could provide a reason or explanation for her actions. It was because of users constantly asking me to answer on behalf of Blair, as well as my past colleagues, finally speaking out, that I broke my silence and posted my thread. A thread where I took accountability for my actions in support of Blair and defended the credibility of my colleagues.
Oh god, it's so rough. It's like the question is, what's best? Do you say nothing and hope you don't get sued and in this insane legal battle that's life draining? Or do you actually have integrity and stand up for your friends? Oh my god, it's such a yucky situation. Thank god I was never part of it. Holy shit. This is why you don't stick your dick in crazy, guys.
I posted my Twitter thread April 24th, 2023 at roughly 4 a.m. my time. That same morning, I have this text message interaction with Blair. Please note, it is only because of the current trajectory of this lawsuit, with myself awaiting litigation privileges on these matters, that I am no longer leaving my information redacted, as I had previously intended to do so now 1 year ago. Blair, Monday, April 24th at 8:24 a.m. So I just saw your tweets, and now I understand why when I called you, you didn't answer. I'm going to take some time to formulate my thoughts, but ultimately, Oz, I hope you really do find your happiness in life. I hope you find your peace, your satisfaction, your perfect black cat, all of that. I'm not sure what you want from an outcome in this situation, but I guess I'll have to figure that out later.
Look how manipulative. She's a fucking sociopath. actual fucking sociopath. She knew at this point she was gonna sue this guy, but she still drops the, I really hope all the satisfaction in your life you could get it.
Blair, I just want you to realize you've caused pain. You've caused me pain. I don't care about the drama. I just want you to realize how much you've hurt me. I've been doing my best to hold everything in for years now at this point. If you actually did read my thread, you would know what I want. Peace. I just want to be free. I just want to be able to breathe. I have read that you want peace. I thought we were doing better. I wish it could have been something we talked about on our own time instead of dogpiling. I'm left
Oh my god.
more confused than anything. Well, I assume you don't want to talk anymore. All I ever wanted was for you to realize you hurt me. Not just in the relationship, I do not care about that. You hurt me as a person to my very core. At some point, Blair, you need to see the pattern. Well, Oz, I cared about the relationship too. I cared about all of it. You hurt me as a person too.
All right.
Wide open today. And if doing this all to me helps you feel better, then that's okay. I'll take it. I'm sorry, Oz. I hope this helps you find your peace. Except you aren't. You're going to continue to drag.
I hope you find your peace. Proceeds to sue him. Oh my god. I hope you find happiness as I attempt to take it from you.
My name through the mud. You're going to continue to be who you are. And that's
I love how he called it. She is wishing him best and stuff, and he actually called it. I know that you're not gonna make peace. I know that you're gonna try to drag my name through the mud. And she's like, no, I'm gonna make peace. And she literally proves herself a liar by suing the guy.
That's okay. I just hope that you stop painting people as your weekly villain. It's your biggest flaw and it's always gotten you in the most trouble. It's what caused the most harm. Blair, I'm sorry I ripped everything wide open, but I never had the chance to heal. I never had the chance to feel peace. Instead, I went to therapy and have a PTSD diagnosis. Instead, I gave myself chemical burns because I was too scared to say no. I'm afraid of you, Blair. I'm getting a second opinion on the PTSD. I don't want it to be true and I don't trust Talkspace to that extent. What the hell are you talking about with chemical burns? And this purple portion here is Blair airing her mental health. I'm leaving this censored. I don't want to drag your name in the mud, which is why I'm going to you instead of Twitter or whatever. I would go to an actual doctor, Colorado.
I don't want to drag your name in the mud, which is why I'm suing you in court. Aha. After I foreclosed your house without your permission. After I forced you and coerced you into spending tons of money because I had bad credit rating. After I fucking abused the shit out of you and made you move away from your comfort zone and all the people you loved in your life. Ha 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 ha.
I was tightening down on telemedicine stuff, FYI. I'm working on it. Thanks for the heads up. I would rather talk to you in a phone call, in person, whatever. I would rather try to work on things and work out things over, I don't know, whatever else the other options are. I don't want either of us hurting. I know there is no band-aid solution, but I know talking helps. Just for some context, why I didn't take this is because Blair does have a habit of recording conversations.
Well, obviously. Of course she's going to record conversations. She's fucking main character syndrome. Narcissistic shit. She doesn't give a crap about him. Obviously, she sued him.
This is evident with the Madison situation.
Dude, Blair is single-handedly bringing women back to the witch trials. Like, holy shit.
Cruel, happy mind. I was fearful she would take my words out of context to suit her narrative.
Dude, how is it that any judge can see these texts and then literally a week later she sues him? How could they say that this is a sane person?
I need time. I need to see a real therapist first. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry you're hurting as well. I really am. But I need to start putting my needs first. I will put my needs first too. Good luck out there.
Good luck. I'm going to sue you now.
Take care, please. Can't guarantee that, but I will be alive.
What does that even mean?
Just so we're clear, that was a joke. Probably a bad one, but a joke. And I'll have the officer remove the bolo off of your house too.
He had a bolo on his house?
I guess I'll be heading down then. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have it in my name either. Just show them any verifiable threats, and they'll do it. And this was the last time I spoke to Blair.
All right.
For additional context,
Hype.
the bolo in question, as Blair described it, was essentially swatting protection. It was a way that if someone were to attempt to swat my home, the officer in question would then look up my address and see that I am a public figure and give me a call before showing up to my door in SWAT gear. Blair removed this protection when I spoke out against her, or at least she claims. I don't know if this actually exists or not. But to me,
she removed the anti-SWAT protection. Oh my god! Wait! They put a bolo in the house so that in case there's a false swatting to swat Illuminati, the police will call first because it's a public figure. But she removed the protection. There's no way in her heart of hearts she was hoping someone would swat him. Bolo means be on lookout. Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
In my eyes, on this day, after I had spoken out against Blair, Blair removed protections that I would have against swatting. Protections which she did in fact put in place, but had also explained to me what the purpose of them were. There is a lot to unpack here.
There's no way. There's no way! How on earth? How do you take swatting protections off someone else's house when you lived in that house and you are a public figure that is hated by everyone unanimously online? Take care, Oz. I hope you're okay and everything is okay by you. I also hope you get shot by cops. Have a wonderful life.
However, these messages are important as I believe they help demonstrate why I have come to the conclusions I have on her motives. It is worth noting, I am the one who asked for space. I am the one who wanted nothing to do with her. She is the one who apologized and desperately sought out a rapid solution to remove my words from the internet. I finally said no. This same day, April 24th, One Topic would post his thread in opposition to Blair. April 28th, Blair would upload her video, Illuminati Exposed.
Hilarious. Hilarious that she thought this was a good idea. What the fuck? She posted her own exposed video on her own channel about herself. My God, insanely stupid.
Served as a direct response to her detractors. Blair had taken drama off of Twitter with minimal viewership and plastered it before her large audience for the world to see. In this video,
the dumbest thing in the world. By the way, the reason why Oz needs to say this specifically is simply because, hey guys, Blair's saying that it's Oz's fault that she lost her career because he's a jealous ex. Meanwhile, it's her fault for literally kamikazeing her career.
Finally showed that she did in fact apologize to Legal Eagle in private. If this was made public, I believe we would not be here right now, as myself and others would not have received questions and pressure from viewers to make a statement. In this video, which is still public, Blair attempted to address the Twitter threads from both Click and Wonder. In doing so, she also used this opportunity to leverage several accusations against them. Accusations which she, as it appears based on her actions, had been holding on for nearly 3 years to use at her convenience for an exact moment like this.
Oh my God. She literally had in the filing cabinet, all that shit.
In my opinion, based on what we see from these events,
dude, if I was Legal Eagle, I would be making hella content off this shit.
Either Blair knew her evidence was a misrepresentation of facts and only worth sharing as a Hail Mary attempt to destroy someone's reputation, or she willingly held evidence of minors being harmed within Click's server and only reported on it 3 years later when it benefited her.
True. 100% that's the fact. 100% that's what's going on. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that Blair knew that.
I cannot fathom any other reason for the events transpiring the way.
Blair accused Click of being a pedophile defender because there was one sus guy in his Discord that got banned. And she held on to this information for years without saying anything publicly and now uses it as some sort of nuke against him in this drama, which is absolutely fucked up.
They have. In fact, back in 2020, by the way she spoke within her messages, Blair seemed very eager to find an opportunity to destroy Click with this exact evidence. Or to use her words from 2020, nah, I'm not gonna attack Click unless it becomes public gossip or a drama channel picks it up.
What? I'm not gonna attack Click unless it becomes public drama and then I can help, you know?
Then I will nuke him. In this response video, Blair accused Click of some fairly horrendous things, which he did address in full within his own response video. Now, this is a retelling of well-documented public events which transpired publicly. None of this is new information. Blair also had a chapter dedicated to Wonder where she plastered his mental health for the world to see.
Yep.
Wonder is a former employee of Blair's, meaning that Blair had exposed private and sensitive information, also known as PII, which included conversations she had with his therapist.
True. She dropped therapist discussions from an employee?
For her entire audience of, at the time, roughly 1.7 million subscribers.
Hilarious, because now she's at 1.2.
Blair also accused Wonder of mistreatment of his dog, as well as other false accusations that Wonder was forced to address.
Insane.
There is, of course, the infamous 3-minute section dedicated to me where Blair is in tears. I have my own opinion on these tears, but I plan to tackle this at a different time, as it serves no purpose here beyond pointing out that, in my opinion, Blair is attempting to leverage private details for public pity, which some people did in fact take at face value, and demanded I apologize to Blair on various platforms. This section's cumbersome wording is very particular to the legal side of things that will make sense when looking at her, in my opinion, legal hypocrisy. She played in the mud just as much as everyone else did. I cannot emphasize enough that Blair had taken Click and Wonder's Twitter complaints and negative experiences of her past behavior, complaints made publicly as reasoning for their discontinued association with her after her public folly with Legal Eagle, and would then post a response video
after she humiliated herself and exposed herself as a complete moron, asshole, plagiarist, piece of shit, douchebag.
She herself levied accusations against other content creators, which warranted a response to defend themselves against her claims. I understand that to a vast majority of you, this is obvious, but Blair attempts—
Yep, mega obvious. But the crazy thing is, that's us people that have saw this unfold on the internet, that knew about these characters and people. She's out here trying to turn a judge, to convince a judge. That's what she's here for. She's here to convince a judge. She doesn't care about the people anymore. Her career is over on YouTube. She has no way coming back. But she is such a petty bitch that she feels like she absolutely needs to get that tiny bit of attention. That tiny, pathetic little bit of attention that at least a judge helped her ruin Oz's life. That's gross! It's gross! And it's not gonna work, but it might work! Dude, you look at Illuminauti's channel right now. Bro, this is a fucking wasteland. It's like, it's one moment short of fucking tumbleweeds just blowing through it. Her last video was 3 months ago. This is a channel. She gets 20K views a video on good videos. And these are 6, 8, 10-month-old videos. She's gone, and she's never coming back. She's never coming back. She is actually gone. She's not trying to repair any form of public shit in regards to her YouTube channel. She's probably running some crappy content farm AI-generated trash somewhere on YouTube right now as we speak. Her channel's dead.
To paint her video as an attempt to de-escalate matters within the original filings of the lawsuit. Ironically, this factual allegation was later...
I am so happy that I don't share her gender right now. Holy shit. I'd be embarrassed to be a woman. If I saw another fellow of my gender speaking this way. I'm embarrassed to be a human. That I am. Like, this is despicable stuff.
Mysteriously removed in future amended versions of her legal complaint. 34. Regarding the false accusations listed above, Blair made one public post, attempting to debunk the misinformation. She has not publicly addressed the situation further in an attempt to de-escalate it. While I have my theories on why this was removed, the exact details are unknown. In her current complaint, there is currently no reference to her ever uploading this video or any of the public comments she's made, making it appear as though she never played in the mud.
Her timeline of events to the judge. Her timeline of events to the judge didn't include her actually saying anything publicly. She was just a simple woman on the internet doing her thing, minding her own business, and then the evil YouTubers attacked, led by her your jealous ex-boyfriend.
And her criticisms came from nowhere. Here's a quick search in the second amended complaint to demonstrate this. This document will be on full display in future chapters within part 2. More on this, of course, when we reach the legal debunking. Sorry to edge you all on like this with this tease, but my point here is that Blair's story has already had numerous revisions, and she sees her video as an attempt at de-escalation. If you recall, among the many other accusations she levies, Blair accused YouTuber The Click of harboring pedophiles in his Discord server.
Yep, that was the big one. That was her nuke to try to destroy the Click's career.
In what world this is a de-escalation? I cannot say.
Right? And she kept telling the judge that she's trying to de-escalate by dropping nukes on other people.
Now, of course, I do believe that Blair is entitled to speak publicly on her personal retelling of events. However, I personally find it to be brash, hypocritical, and even monstrous to then sue those who argue against said retelling of events. Something rocks in glass houses. Following Blair's April 20th video, this would of course follow with a twit longer drafted by Wonder, posted April 29th, in a rapid attempt to defend himself from the multitude of new allegations that Blair had dropped on his doorstep. May 2nd, Click would upload his response, detailing his experiences with Sad Milk as well as what he had personally gone through. Near the end of this video, documentation is shown from an individual who was previously anonymous, which helped provide Click with supporting evidence to bolster his claims as well as to dismantle the many accusations thrown forward by Blair. This individual is now being sued by Blair.
Oh my god! Everyone's getting sued! Dude, she literally hired this guy, this Felix guy. She hired Felix to look through the Click streams to find him say the R word to try to cancel him. And after he told the Click that that's what he was hired to do, she's suing him now. I had no idea that she was suing this guy. Oh my god. Blair's attempt to de-escalate. Let the seas boil!
His online handle is Felix the Kit Kat. He was a former Discord moderator, later turned manager at Pyramid Entertainment LLC. We will be diving into his portion of the lawsuit later in this video, and dismantling the claims Blair has set forth within her lawsuit. It is of my opinion that Felix has been included for retaliatory reasons, as with him being a former employee,
100%.
Blair had access to his home address, and thus...
Fuck, she's literally going after anyone that she has their address. Anyone that gets their address gets slapped.
The means to serve him with legal papers. Felix is among
Dude, I think that it's not too late for for Niji Sanji to hire Blair as the English branch manager. I think they would really get along well.
Individuals who the new GoFundMe will be aiding. May 11th would be the date that Wonder would release his video, an hour-and-a-half long rebuke of the claims Blair had laid out against him, some of which include refuting the alleged mistreatment of his dog, James, as well as being forced to out elements of his mental health. Wonder was forced to relive his trauma in front of the world because Blair...
Dude, I fucking hate false allegations. They drive me insane. A false allegation needs to be disproved. And to disprove it, you need to release shit that the world does not need to know. The world didn't need to know of Wonder's fucking mental issues that he didn't want to make public, but now that she's accusing him and basically allegedly slandering him, he has to actually respond. He has to prove it. It's like the way Quite was forced to do a face reveal because of bullshit allegations. Like, it's so maddening.
In my opinion, either recklessly and carelessly or purposefully and meticulously included them as attempts to attack his character in
100%. 100%.
ability to lower the needed public standard of evidence so she could pin him as being a mentally unstable ingrate who mistreats his dog.
And the thing is, she will never, ever, ever, ever be punished for making false allegations. She might be, her lawsuit might fall apart that she can't actually sue these people, but she won't be punished for false allegations. False allegers never face any retribution to their actions, aside from public shaming, maybe.
I also made cameo interviews in this video where I spoke on what I witnessed during the time that Wonder was living with Blair and I, giving third-party account to some of the personal stories that Blair made public. My words in this video were in response to Blair's public comments.
I love how he has to say this because the judge literally is actually just sitting there and telling the judge that she didn't actually escalate anything. She was just trying to de-escalate the whole time.
I will add that as of this video's production, Wonder has not been served by the courts and is currently on the table for dismissal. If he does get served, the GoFundMe will be at his disposal for legal fees as well. This then leads to Blair's infamous posts made to her YouTube community tab and Twitter on May 26th, speaking on how she intends to clear the false allegations that have surfaced against her.
Oh, yeah.
Let's actually take a peek at this real quick. Hey everyone, I'm fully aware of the recent false allegations that have surfaced. I want to take a moment to publicly state that I am taking these allegations seriously and I'm committed to rectifying this situation promptly and appropriately. I understand the concerns and potential impact that these false allegations have caused. My team and I are actively working behind the scenes to gather all relevant facts. I am committed to transparency and accountability throughout this process. Rest assured
She's never said another thing publicly.
that I am taking decisive action to address this situation. I will provide updates and communicate any necessary actions as soon as possible.
She didn't update anything at all because she's a piece of shit.
Thank you to those of you who are standing by me during this challenging time. I will not allow these false allegations to be weaponized as a way to silence my voice. I appreciate your patience and understanding during this challenging time.
She doesn't want to have her voice silenced. Meanwhile, she sued like 10 people.
I am dedicated to upholding my channel's values and delivering on our commitments.
Your channel's values? What? Plagiarizing other pieces of work for your own content? Is that the values that you're trying to uphold?
I am confident that the truth will prevail. Sincerely, Blair.
So am I.
On. I would like to note that Blair has been publicly silent on her platform for an entire year on this matter. Blair claimed that false allegations were being weaponized to silence her voice, but she has, in my opinion, been weaponizing the legal system to silence further criticism of her actions.
100%.
I too, Blair, am confident the truth will prevail.
Oh,
which is why I'm
yeah!
actually breaking my silence, because I'm exhausted with playing the game your way. This would follow with the very next day, Blair sending out cease and desist to first Wonder, and then later myself, roughly 1 week later, June 5th. At this point, and up until September of...
Dude, the cease and desists roll out. Oh, God, it's so ugly getting the legal system involved. Bro, why would you take YouTube drama to legal shit unless there's like an actual scam or something major going on? Well, I guess this is major for her, but it's all her own fault. How could you be such a narcissist to not realize that it's all your own fault?
2023, I would have only made a single Twitter thread, as well as possibly 5 minutes of cameo time in Wonder's video discussing matters which Blair had previously made public. Between the two cease and desists, we would see One Topic release a video discussing his experiences with Sad Milk on June 2nd. His video was made for his audience and acted as more of an open form of communication with those who had questions. It wasn't chock full of screenshots, and he really had nothing to prove. We would then see the release of Swoop's video June 6th, which I was barely even mentioned in. This will be important for the second part. In the following week, specifically June 14th, 2023 at 9:03 a.m., which I would also like to add that these were denied by the court, which is why I had never heard of them until very recently.
Oh my God.
2 civil protection orders against...
She tried for 2 civil protection orders too?
myself as well as Wonder were filed by Blair. Blair cites general harassment that she had received as grounds for her
For harassment. Dude, what a bitch. Holy shit. I'm so happy that they didn't go through.
Protection against Wonder. Now, I would like to firmly state that if you've ever sent a threat of any kind to Blair, go fuck yourself. I don't want you in my audience or even remotely associated with me. You're selfish and only stroking your own ego, while simultaneously...
True, I don't send her threats. I just think she's a bitch. We are not the same. Don't harass and threaten and do any of that shit. He's just right. But she's a bitch.
Hurting everyone involved. But with that being said, I do want to briefly talk about a few details in the CPO ordered against me, which, again, was denied, where Blair accuses me of beating her dog, Casper.
She tried to get a personal suit against him. And as evidence, she tried to say that the reason why he needs to get this fucking civil shit is because he would physically assault his dog. And she tried to get that. She will lie. Whatever she said, she doesn't say a word of truth. She's just a fountain spewing bullshit. This is insane.
I deeply cared for him, and I find this accusation thrown...
Dude, it's insane. How can you make Blair less likable? It's like she's insane. She's actually jumping through hurdles. I can't think of any... She makes Eric Cartman look like an upstanding member of society.
...into a CPO for sympathy from the judge to be revolting. I also, in my personal opinion, believe that this is further evidence of Blair twisting and manipulating facts, or in some cases, just outright lying. How fucking dare you accuse me of beating Casper after everything I did for you and him, which, in your own video, Blair, you said it yourself. How much...
Oh my god, what a fucking bitch. Holy shit! Actual manipulative piece of crap.
...help I provided with Casper. There is more squabble listed within these denied CPOs that are just not worth entertaining at this moment. But if you do have more questions on these, I would like to refer you to Vangelina Scott, as she was able to cover these in full before their removal by the original leaker. Moving on from my personal emotions, the terms of both said CPOs are this. Petitioner requests that this court order to delete all posts X has made to social media since April 23rd, 2023.
Okay, that's not a big deal.
Pertaining to Sadmo, Petitioner, or her social media platforms.
That's not a big deal. You could delete that shit, no problem.
Refrain from posting about Petitioner or her social media content on any of his social media accounts or on the social media accounts of others. Refrain from posting in the comment section of any of Petitioner's social media accounts. Refrain from interacting in any way with Petitioner's social media posts. Refrain from encouraging any third party to post in the comment section of Petitioner's...
And maybe the reason why I don't find this so weird is because I literally got the same exact text once in a specific drama I've been in with specific other people. I was told this exactly. Like, we'll let this die if you promise to never talk about these people ever again. Like, maybe that's why I'm kind of used to it. But yeah, this is fucking standard.
social media accounts, or reposting any of Petitioner's original content for any purpose. Refrain from making any videos or media posts about Petitioner.
Obviously I didn't accept. Don't worry. I didn't accept.
In my opinion, was an attempt at a gag order to prevent all future posting on Blair. Specifically, in my opinion, to lay the groundwork for her to begin her lawsuit unopposed with no worry of public retaliation, as well.
Dude, that you are on the money, bro. I'm so happy you actually probably had a lawyer look at that instead of just signing it. Because you think that you're just going to be like, oh, shit, I'll just sign this thing that I'm never going to talk about you publicly and everything will be fine, okay? Easy peasy. Problem solved. We wipe our hands of this shit. And then you know what she does? She sues you. She sues you and you have signed away your rights to defend yourself. Guys, that right there. That right there is gross and insane, and people have tried to do this to me in the past on this stupid platform where I just make funny, dumb videos. Okay?
Well as to prevent any and all future responses from being posted.
True.
It is my opinion that Blair had the motives to silence the critics so she could begin her attempt at rewriting the public narrative.
Yep.
The one we will see shortly within the lawsuit.
It doesn't work, don't worry.
Timeline becomes...
Wait, she actually rewrote history in the lawsuit to try to convince the judge? I can't believe that.
Quiet until July 26th, 2023, where we would see 2 new videos posted about Blair, with their own original stories to tell. One from Cruel World Happy Mind, as well as Savannah Marie.
Okay, I don't know these people.
Cruel World Happy Mind would detail her alleged experiences with Blair, and how, according to Cruel World Happy Mind, while pregnant, she fell subject to a harassment campaign from Blair, and how Blair, in her eyes, actively weaponized a potential loss of pregnancy from how sick the stress made her to silence Madison from Cruel World Happy Mind. Savannah Marie levies accusations of plagiarism, the second person to make this accusation against Blair. Now, this is where my September video partially begins to come into play. Unfortunately, due to the slow crawl of legal processors, I would only be aware of half of Blair's actions at this time. On August 22nd, 2023, Blair began the official proceedings to put my home into foreclosure. If you are unaware of the details on this, please see my September upload titled Let's Talk Illuminati Drama Update. In this video, I explain the details of how I even ended up in this position. This foreclosure process was...
Yeah, I remember, man. Oh, God, this was painful.
...based upon a debt that I had accrued with her while we were dating. I had no warning, no notice of behind payments, no communication that this would be happening. Instead, I found out from a realtor who excitedly told me my condition of foreclosure.
Imagine someone tells you, oh, hey, congratulations on selling your house. And you're like, wait, what? What do you mean selling my house? I'm not selling my house. Oh, well, it says here you just sold your house. Then it turns out your psycho ex-girlfriend sold your house.
And asked to purchase my home from me. What a way to wake up. To further clarify, as I stated in my September video, I was indeed behind on payments. It is my opinion that Blair introduced a payment structure that she knew I would be destined to fall behind.
100%. 100%. She literally is the most manipulative creature I've ever seen. Insane!
I, originally, wasn't concerned as before I foolishly signed those deeds of trust, Blair assured me that the only way she would get her payments was if I paid or if the home was sold. I never took the time to realize that she meant she could sell my home through foreclosure.
She set it up that, oh my God, and she just sold it.
If I knew it granted her this power, I would have never signed those.
You don't say. Obviously, he didn't know. It just proves that she was manipulating him and abusing him basically from before they broke up. So now that they broke up, she's just sitting there with her fucking iron fist around this man's testicles for eternity, dragging him from court to court. Knows that he doesn't actually have like a solid income that could support the lawyer's fees and all that shit. It's despicable.
Documents. Again, if this is all new information...
Hey, Oz, are you a wizard? Because your house disappeared, and it isn't in Kansas anymore. Damn, true.
Please go see my September update video. August 29th, 2023, Blair would submit a new set of temporary restraining orders, which were denied, as well as her lawsuit against Felix, Wonder, and myself, for defamation and breach of contract.
Defamation. Holy fuck.
It is of my opinion that Blair timed these events so I could only fight one, the foreclosure or the lawsuit, not both. I do believe that if I did not speak out against her in April, she would not have put my home through foreclosure proceedings. With these actions, timed alongside the lawsuit, it does make me firmly believe, in my opinion, it's retaliatory in nature.
I mean, Probably. Probably. Most lawsuits, even if you don't know you're going to win, it's just to drag your opponent's mental health through the gutter. There was a certain situation that I don't want to get involved. I don't want to step on any toes, but a commentary YouTuber named Kavos got sued for slander and had to take down some videos. And instead of actually fighting it in court, and he would have probably won, even though it would have probably taken 2 years, he just took down the videos instead of actually fighting it. And it's like, it's so much easier to just say, you know what, I don't want to deal with this, than actually get justice. And I'm sure it's a chip on his shoulder for the rest of his life, but that's just life.
The restraining orders in question were to, once more, prevent publication of any information on Blair. In this restraining order, Blair directly cites the video I was originally producing as a documentary on her actions as grounds to allow this pseudo-gag order to proceed. Quoting this TRO, here, however, plaintiffs' request for relief will cause defendants no harm, because they simply must refrain from publishing what is essentially an online op-ed piece, which they have admitted will lambaste plaintiffs. Should the court deem plaintiffs' claims to be unnecessary, defendants can simply publish their video.
Wow.
Scared of something? Truth being,
scared of just getting exposed.
Before we get into more details,
Damn.
Blair could have easily just responded, but the silence and sudden bombardment of legal speaks volumes, Blair.
True. If someone drops an exposed video on your ass, and you don't respond with a response video, but instead you respond with suing them, how do you think that's going to look in the public eye? Idiot.
Because please remember, at this point of her filings, I'd only made a public Twitter thread and approximately 5 minutes worth of cameo time in an interview in Wonder's video. I would not be made aware of the lawsuit or legal filings until September 27th, more than a week after my September video was published. I had elected, out of respect for the legal system, to remain silent until now. It's not that I'm lacking respect for it with the publication of this video, I'm lacking respect for Blair and the escapades she's elected to throw me into.
Lacking respect for Blair is the understatement of the millennium. Holy shit. Me lacking respect for Blair is like... Lacking respect for Blair. Oh my god, dude. Lacking respect for Blair is like saying, yeah, I'm lacking respect for Fulgrim when he turned to chaos and the ruinous powers. Lack of respect for Blair? Yeah, I have a lack of respect for Horus when he declared war on the Imperium of Man.
The legal proceedings have been grueling. From a mix of anxiety-laden sleepless nights to curveballs that throw off my entire day. It can be very difficult to live a normal life when every day is filled with stress and anxiety.
Lawsuits are awful. Lawsuits are terrible. They're disgusting. I hate them. I hate the system. I hate the players. I hate fucking everything about it. It's a nightmare. It's a disaster. And I don't wish it on my worst end. I don't wish it on most of my enemies.
Every email notification laced with dread. It's exhausting. And this video exists because I'm tired. The lawsuit starts with the service in late September, roughly a week or so after my September upload, specifically September 27th. I would be in and out of calls with my lawyer, going over the facts of the matter, looking over everything I could, and providing as much evidence as possible. Unfortunately, I can't just drop a folder of evidence in the judge's desk with a solid nuh-uh and walk away.
And it's not like the judge is even going to watch your videos. The judge is just going to see what you two people say in court and listen to the lawyers argue a little bit. I wish the judge would just sit down and watch a fucking Oompaville video, or my video, or anyone's video. Just a freaking Bo Black's reading tweets video.
A shame, really. The inner workings for how the legal proceedings have gone so far are mostly publicly documented by the creators previously mentioned. Right. If the time comes, I will explore the full timeline of the lawsuit, including Blair's attempts at settling this lawsuit.
Oh, Blair tried to settle, did she? Oh my fucking god. I hate to see the terms of that.
In her favor, for all parties involved. But for now, I'm leaving these be. Once you make it to the outro, my reasoning will make sense. During the proceedings of this lawsuit, H-Bomber Guy would upload not one, but two videos covering Blair's prior acts of plagiarism. One being a 40-minute section within a 4-hour-long, 20 million view video, as well as an individually uploaded 20-minute video with over 3 million views focusing exclusively on Blair. Yep. More people are aware of Blair because of H-Bomber Guy than they are for any of the other drama-related reasons surrounding her. This timeline will be extremely important for the following chapters. Again, I implore all of you to double-check, as I was only focusing on videos related to the lawsuit in question, as well as all and any first-party sources. This now leads us to Felix.
All right, so that's been the time love of event so far. Actually insane. Oh, God. Yeah, anyone that looks at this would know for a fact that Blair is obviously guilty. Why is the legal system so just trash? Can you explain this to me?
Through the last 9 months, Felix and I have been wading through the murky waters of a lawsuit Blair has set forth. If you're unfamiliar...
Right, Felix is the guy that Blair hired to look for clicks saying naughty words in the past so she can cancel him.
With the nitty-gritty of the legal proceedings at play, and still don't recognize who Felix the Kit Kat is. Again, this is a former Discord moderator for Blair, turned employee at Pyramid...
Dude, who sues their former Discord moderators? Who does that? Like, what kind of unhinged narcissist psycho do you have to be to do that?
Heyman, the leading plaintiff, in this lawsuit Blair has hoisted us into. As of the time of writing, Felix's motion to dismiss was denied, and he will be proceeding through standard legal proceedings.
Oh, God, poor guy! He's a Discord mod. How is he supposed to afford this? Dude, it's almost like the system is built for the insanely wealthy people to just yank around the little guys until they eventually settle because they literally can't fight. Damn, crazy.
Blair. I will be going into the specifics of the judge's order shortly, and to firmly clarify, the judge is not connected to or well educated on the YouTube space, nor the drama with—
You don't say. Why? There are a lot of judges. I'm sure one of them watches fucking drama content. You couldn't get someone who actually knows what's going on? Why is it that every single court case that happens involves the judge knowing nothing, and you have two lawyers who are literally paid to lie to make their client look better than they are, not to tell the truth? No. Lawyers telling the truth? That's hilarious. Their job is to make their client win. Fuck the truth. And these two lawyers are going to argue in front of a boomer judge who has no idea what's going on. Like, that's insane. It's such a broken system. Sorry. Little legal rant out of there.
Which has transpired. He is doing his job and acting according to the documents provided in front of him. More on this soon, as the legal system is far more complicated than an episode of Law & Order may lead you to believe. As a reminder, the lawsuit isn't even out of the starting gate. This could turn into an exhausting fight ahead of all of us, and is far from over for those of us who are directly involved. It'll be my purpose here to present Blair's claims against Felix, the counter towards them, and why I feel these claims were created in bad faith, as well as going over why the judge made his ruling the way he did, as, in my opinion, it helps to shine light into Blair's legal strategy at hand.
Her legal strategy is torture people as long as she can. I feel like it's fairly obvious. It's just torture people, because she knows that in the public eye, she'll never win.
Referring back to the timeline provided earlier, on May 2nd, 2023, YouTuber The Click, a comedy and meme channel—
Literally, meme reaction channel.
This will be an important distinction for later— produced his response to the April 20th video, Illuminaughtii Exposed, where Blair had levied multiple allegations of misconduct against Click. Click responded to these accusations with a 30-minute response to an 8-minute chapter within Blair's video, thoroughly, in my opinion, clearing his name. I would also like to give the—
I love how he needs to say, in my opinion, every single sentence, because if you actually claim something as fact, it can be taken as slander in a court.
The information, specifically in this case to Blair and her lawyers, that I did not reach out to Felix, nor had contact with Felix since his departure from Pyramid Entertainment LLC until April 24th, where Felix would initially reach out to me, as seen here. He would later reach out once again, shortly after Blair's public video, where he felt that Blair had improperly retold events, as Felix was a direct witness to what had transpired with Click.
This is crazy. This is all crazy.
24th, where Felix would initially reach, nor had contact with Felix since his departure from Pyramid Entertainment LLC until April 24th, where he felt that Blair had improperly retold events, as Felix was a direct witness to what had transpired with Click. Felix, of his own volition, wanted to help set the record straight on information unrelated to the operations of Pyramid Entertainment LLC. Within Click's video, the final chapter includes screenshots from a redacted individual. This individual in question was Felix the Kit Kat.
Yep.
In these screenshots, Felix provides documentation of Blair offering him $200 to sift through prior Sad Milk recordings to find evidence of Click using the R word.
How insane is that? How unhinged do you have to be to pay someone $200 to watch through old VODs to try to catch a former friend say a slur so you could cancel them later once other people are jumping on him for something else? You could dogpile on him and nuke him. That is the saddest shit in the world. Sad milk.
These screenshots in question are what Blair is suing for defamation, as well as breach of contract. What is not included within this lawsuit, however, is the screenshot evidence provided by Felix of Blair owning the alt account that was created to harass Click, as well as his cohorts in 2020.
I thought that was speculation. I didn't realize there was proof. Okay, so a massive part of this entire situation is it turns out that Click and a lot of other people were getting insanely harassed, constantly called out, and basically publicly shamed by this random bullshit account. I don't remember what it was called. What was it called again? The stupid account. I don't remember.
Screenshot evidence provided by Felix of Blair owning the alt account that was created to harass Click, as well.
Doobie Schmertz. That was it. She had a fake account called Doobie Schmertz that she would constantly post about and insult people and all that bullshit. Constantly. Every single person, one of her ex-friends would be publicly harassed. And it was very alleged that this was actually her alt account, not just some random fan. And apparently that's proven now. That's crazy. Extra awesome. She literally has a triangle in her profile picture. Oh my god. Do you really need to drop subtle hints that your harassment alt account is actually you idiot?
Well as his cohorts in 2020. Take this information as you will. Blair is willing to sue over a DM showing her paying one of her, at the time, Discord moderators $200 to dig up dirt on a prior collaborator, but Blair is not suing about the disclosure of information about owning an alt account to harass other YouTubers. Take that as you will. The claims against Felix the Kit Kat listed within the lawsuit are as follows. If you want the drama attached to the individual filings, you can visit Madcaster's channel where he's broken down each filing for the layman, as well as Evangelina Skov and, more recently, Tamimi. Up first, as claims against Felix, whose full name will be censored using orange. Defendant Felix is a former employee of plaintiffs. As a note, his employment began at or around the time of May 5th, 2021. As disclosed in the factual allegation number 18, Blair states, defendant Felix signed a confidentiality agreement on May 5th.
All right, so May 5th is when the actual... Dude, why? Dude, who makes their editor, who makes their Discord mod sign an NDA? Oh my god! She literally knew she was gonna make enemies with all these people. Oh my god!
2021, signed the Felix agreement, which all employees are required to sign as a condition of employment. 63. Felix is in violation of this Felix agreement by turning over private messages between himself and Blair to another YouTuber, Mark Drek, to exploit in a YouTube video made to slander plaintiffs. This video is available at the YouTube link and is titled Illuminaughtii and Sadmilk.
Mark Drek? Isn't his name Mark Deck?
The video was not produced, as Blair stated, to slander plaintiffs. This video, made by Click, was in self-defense from Blair. Felix came to the aid of someone defending themselves. What Blair has done in this lawsuit is completely remove any and all instances or references of her public statements to make it appear as though any attack against her is slanderous. Please recall the previous removal of factual allegation 34 from the prior version of the lawsuit. Again, 34. Regarding the false accusations listed above, Blair made one public post, attempting to debunk the misinformation. She has not publicly addressed this situation further in an attempt to de-escalate it.
Bullshit! She did not attempt to de-escalate anything. How could someone be this unhinged?
Once more.
God, dude. If you want to get more information on this entire situation on Rule 34 of this lawsuit, I highly suggest looking up Illuminaughtii Rule 34. You get like a much, much deeper dive into this exact situation. It's really important and worth looking into if you have the time, but we can't cover that right now.
The misinformation. She has not publicly addressed this situation further in an attempt to de-escalate it. Once more. Mention of this no longer exists within the lawsuit. The screenshot in question happened November 10th, 2020.
What? She's suing him for breaking an NDA. However, the thing that she's suing him for breaking is 6 months before he ever even signed the NDA. He signed it in May 2021, and this happened in November 2020. And she's suing him for this, for breaking an NDA that he didn't even sign yet. You actual nutcase. Holy crap.
Nearly 7 months before Felix's employment under Pyramid Entertainment. The NDA should not cover private messages unrelated to Pyramid LLC. It appears to me that Blair is attempting to claim that every conversation she has ever had with an employee throughout all of time, even matters unrelated to Pyramid Entertainment.
Dude, any judge in the world would throw that out. There's no way that's flying in court. How the fuck is this man still on the roster of people getting sued by her? He should be instantly free. Like, instantly, when you see this gross level of negligence on her part.
Entertainment are under NDA. These DMs were in specific relation to a group collaboration channel known as Sadmilk, which included the likes of Damian Lee, Flinders, Hi I'm Wonder, One Topic, The Click, Salty, and myself, and of course Blair. Sadmilk is operated as a different corporate entity with its own distinct EIN, known as Wet Sox LLC, which is a sibling company to Pyramid Entertainment. Both are owned by the same umbrella company that holds my debt. If any argument were to be made about this being work contributed by Felix, the actions taken were not in service to Pyramid Entertainment, but instead Wet Sox LLC. However, there was no employment contract or NDA attached to these actions in service to Wet Sox. The files in question are related to old audio recordings of Sadmilk videos, not Pyramid. It is also important—
Damn, actually just cooked. Holy fuck, she's gone. Dude, why is Felix still under fire?
To point out that these actions in question were not, to my knowledge, normal company practice to specifically target employees who were low on money to dig up dirt on prior collaborators of Blair's. Then—
yeah, does that count as part of the employment? Is that part of the job? Is part of the editing job, part of the moderation job, also digging up dirt on old friends?
To pay said employee with a PayPal transaction. To further add, Click was contracted talent for Wet Sox LLC. As
Alright, PayPal transaction's not that crazy.
Blair herself demonstrated at 11:14 in her own video, where she briefly shows on screen the Sadmilk Entertainment contract, which she refers to as the agreement. I would also like to add that if this was official company business, there should be a documented 1099 form or other specific documentation to show the payments to Felix are properly documented for specifically—
I mean, true, there should absolutely be proper documentation for paying your editors and managers and shit like that. But she obviously did it out of she's obviously not going to include that in the company's payouts because, well, she's paying him to dig dirt out on someone else in the company.
Pyramid Entertainment. After talking with Felix and being shown his TurboTax filing from 2020, I can confidently state neither this 1099 nor any form of company documentation exists to specify this payment as being directly in service of Pyramid Entertainment. As of this time, we only have a PayPal transfer listed as video review. Mind you, there are no PayPal transfer fees attached to this amount. PayPal takes a fee for business-related transactions. This can range wide.
Wow, dude! Good catch! If it was $200 exactly, then that means PayPal didn't take the fee. If PayPal didn't take the fee, it wasn't a business transaction with an invoice. It was a friends and family fee. If it was a friends and family fee, then it obviously couldn't have been that he was under an NDA for it.
widely. But the common fee for a company transfer is 3.49% with an additional 49 cents per transaction. This means that this transaction is most likely listed internally with PayPal as a friends and family transfer.
Yeah. I've done this. I've been there. Dude, actually good catch.
As before July 28th, 2022, it was possible for a business PayPal account to send money via a friends and family transfer. This transfer was made in November of 2020, nearly 2 years before this policy change occurred. To me, in my opinion, based on the evidence I have in front of me, this appears to be an under-the-table task assigned to him with no documentation of how that money was categorized, with the payment being labeled within PayPal as friends and family, similar to paying your neighbor's kid to mow the lawn. And on top of that, the assignment was specifically in service to Red Sox, not
actually cooked. Dude, what the fuck? Get Felix off this roster.
Pyramid Entertainment LLC, and specifically involved prior...
And she's actually suing him. She's so cocky and so confident. Does she think she can get away with this lawsuit, suing this guy? Oh my god!
Contractors, Click, of Red Sox LLC, not Pyramid Entertainment. In my eyes, I see this as Blair retroactively changing the events of 2020 to fit her narrative within the lawsuit. The simple truth is, this conversation was held November of 2020, and he was hired May of 2021. Blair is trying to claim that these were company communications and has framed it as such to make the lawsuit stick. Factual claim 64. Regarding these messages, defendant Felix edited selectively picked messages to create the appearance that Blair made statements that she did not. He thereby created a false narrative that was damaging to the plaintiffs. Felix, when the lawsuit was served to him, more on why that's in air quotes later,
alright, okay,
posted on Twitter informing the public of his circumstance, while also...
Bro actually got sued. I can't believe it. I can't believe you get sued so easily. You literally get sued for nothing.
Providing the full context of the screenshot in question, which provides no room to argue for cherry picking, as Blair has argued in her suit. Blair does later in the suit confirm the validity of these screenshots by stating she cross-referenced them in her own DMs. But in my opinion, the full context here makes her look worse. These messages were provided to help clear a former collaborator's name of accusations brought against him by Blair. Here's the full context for those DMs. Blair, sending a message at 11/10/2020, 8:57 p.m. Hey, are you still short on rent? Rent, no electric and phone. Yes, I am at -$2 right now.
That's rough.
Now, no idea what I'm gonna do.
Dude, I love how all the people that she's suing are people that have been broke and people in her life that are, like, actually just turn to her for financial help. That she helped them and literally, dude, I know she has the triangle head aesthetic, but I can't stop seeing Bill Cipher sticking his hand out to try to make a deal with you and fucking suck your soul out of your cock. Like, what the shit is going on right now?
For lunch tomorrow, but I'm at the fuck it, I'll figure it out phase of my life. Blair.
Bro, did you hear that new Kendrick song? It was almost as fire as Illuminati's Bridges right now.
I have something for you, but it's a little tedious. I mean, my life is nothing but tedium, so I can do it. I need you to work with Blank to help me find Click saying the R slur and
Could you please help find the R slur?
Sad Milk's raw audio. I can do that. Let me get a shower and I'll be down. She claims he said it in a Sad Milk video, but I can't remember which one. And she's over her head with shit. I'll pay you $200 to find it. Yep, just hand me the files and I can get started. $200 will help quite a bit.
Oh my god, she literally goes after these people. She literally goes after people that are broke. Oh my god!
The portion redacted here is a link to a Google Drive. There's that file and a file in the file. Most will have Discord calls, and I think it happened within the first 10 minutes. I'll check the whole recording to be sure, so I'm looking at all 4 folders. Just go into the published file. The very next day, Felix would receive payment from Blair for, quote, video review.
Video review, eh?
End quote. As a reminder, within Click's video, this was the screenshot originally shown. Now, the next few sections are nearly 50 points down the line and highly segregated as we enter into her claims of relief. The other skip points involve myself as well as Wonder, who was never formally served in this lawsuit. Starting with the 7th claim of relief, defamation per quad, as to defendant Felix. 108, Blair and Pyramid hereby incorporate the previous paragraphs by reference as though each were fully set forth therein. 109, on or about May 2nd, 2023, defendant Felix published a public Twitter X post from one of his Twitter X accounts, @Felix the Kit Kat.
All right.
Now, I believe this is a clerical error, as Felix did not tweet on any of the days surrounding May 2nd.
How the fuck do you make... How do you sue somebody and get so much wrong in your lawsuit? Shouldn't people... I think that if someone sees that she made so many mistakes sending out a lawsuit like this, obviously, that's insane. Props on Felix owning up to this and apologizing to the clique. Dude, Felix was broke! Felix needed those $200 to survive! Okay? You cannot blame someone in a position like that unless they do something really heinous.
I believe Blair is referring to this tweet in question, made November 23rd of 2023. 110. This statement implies that Blair committed the tort of abuse of process, alleging A, an ulterior motive for the use of a judicial proceeding to...
That's literally what happened! You think she's suing them to win, to make money or something? No, she's suing them literally to torture them because of this process. I don't know, this is actual abuse in my mind.
Retaliate for defendant Felix's post-employment actions. B, the willful use of legal...
This is someone who needed the $200. He was minus $2 in his bank account, okay? And she is now suing him. Like, How grossly chaotic evil is that?
Proceedings in an improper matter, trying to force a default judgment without properly serving defendant Felix. C. Damages, an impending default judgment against defendant Felix. 111. These statements are false, and defendant Felix made the statement with negligent disregard for its falsity. Process server, redacted, signed a declaration that she served defendant Felix on September 26, 2023 at his place of abode, handing the required legal documents to an individual matching defendant Felix's physical description. Felix was never...
Wait, what? She didn't even serve the lawsuit? Handing the required legal documents to an individual matching the physical description. They didn't actually serve him the papers personally?
Of abode, handing the required legal documents to an individual matching defendant Felix's physical description. Felix was never directly handed papers. Instead, the papers were delivered by mail to an address he lives 2 hours away from, at a claimed time while he was just getting off of work. 2 hours away from the stated address. The papers were never formally handed to Felix. Felix's sister found an envelope in the mail with regular U.S. postage labeled to Felix on or around October 6th.
Oh my God, what a joke. What a joke. Who is this judge? Who is this meth addict judge that's actually letting this go? Proof boss doesn't read chat while watching? Well, what am I supposed to read?
This directly opposes the processor's claim of directly handing it to...
When you say something good, I'll read it, okay? When you're just dropping memes in chat, I'm just gonna ignore it.
Felix. What I find interesting is that this appeared in a mailbox with postage and was within a standard mailing period from September 26th. Yet, there are claims of this being handed directly to Felix. These papers would have been delivered to Felix's stepfather's home within the official legal filing September 27th, 2023 at 6:40 p.m. This address is not his usual place of abode, which is even distinguished, despite the redactions I've made, by not being the address given for Felix in the...
No! How do you make so many errors? How do you make so many errors? How could the judge not just eliminate these people? How does the judge not see this and be like, yes, this appears to be bullshit?
Very lawsuit Blair filed. At the time of delivery, Felix would need to drive nearly 150 miles an hour directly after his shift at work to be at said address in time to receive
obviously it didn't happen.
The papers from said processor. While it's not much, Felix has provided me with screenshots of him speaking with his girlfriend about arriving home at 7 p.m. after work.
I mean, not actually evidence, but yeah, sure.
To reiterate, Felix was never formally given papers, despite what the processor claims. Instead, they were mailed to his stepfather, and a proof of service filing was made. The argument of us theorizing that Blair was trying to get a default judgment against Felix...
100%. This is exactly what she was doing. Felix could not afford to go to court over this, so she was just trying to get a default judgment and shut him up. No doubt in my mind.
Comes from the fact that after the service attempt, nearly every day afterwards, Felix would check in with the Colorado courts for an official proof of service to be filed, so he could begin his legal battle. However, proof of service was not filed until after the time for Felix to respond. When papers are served, a response is due within 21 days, but 35 days for out-of-state parties, within Colorado after service. So this would have been either October 31st or November 1st, depending on if the day of service counts towards the allotted time. Proof of service was not filed with the courts until November 17th, more than 2 weeks after, meaning that Felix would have defaulted. Even my lawyer was caught off guard by these actions.
Oh my God. That's insane. Who's her lawyer? Her lawyer must feel like a real piece of shit, too. How do these lawyers live with themselves? I know we're obviously blaming the judges here and shit because they're boomers and don't know what's going on. But how do you be a lawyer for this person? And sit there and know that your client is a piece of shit, liar, manipulating, abusive bitch. And you sit there and be like, yeah, let's fucking go crazy here.
Plaintiff's attorneys filed a proof of service on Felix today. The service was back in September. Not sure why they're just filing the proof today. Felix's answer should have been filed by the end of October based on the service date. Allegation 112. Defendant Felix's statement caused special damage.
There are 112 allegations in this lawsuit. To be fair, he takes her money, so that makes it easier. All right, sure.
As evident by the fact that plaintiff's revenue from videos dropped by more than 95% after defendant's tweet/X was published.
Oh my God. 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 Oh my fucking God. There's no way. There's no way. How on earth does she do this? Yes, your revenue dropped by 95%, but that's because you destroyed your reputation. It's not because of one tweet that some random guy made. Logan Paul didn't fall off this hard after the Suicide Forest. He didn't fall off this hard after Crypto Zoo. Oh my Lord. You're blaming one tweet for your fall off. Yes, it's true. It fell off by 95%, but that was all your fault.
From $74,646 in the period of November 23rd, 2022, December 23rd, 2022, to $2,751.72 during that same period a year later. Blair is listing a drop of revenue from a specific date period and ignoring the fact that her revenue had begun to decline far before then. The official date, April 20th, 2023, is when we can see the...
Dude, I love how April 20th. April 20th, bro. It all started on Weed Day. Yeah, that's what happens, bro. That's what happens on Hitler's birthday. Hitler's birthday rolls around and Illuminati's career ends. I'm just saying.
First damage being done to a subscriber.
Coincidence? I say not, bro. Just saying. I think that it's important to note the fact that I think Illuminati should be suing Hitler because on Hitler's birthday, she started losing all of her revenue. Listen, I'm just saying.
Subscriber count.
She add another guy to her lawsuit.
This is also the day she levied accusations against Legal Eagle. And then, of course, following her upload of the Illuminati exposed video, the viewership damage is fairly evident, especially in the following weeks where she saw a rapid decline. I find it to be personally dishonest to claim that Felix's GoFundMe tweet was responsible for the drop in revenue reported, as there had been a long-standing consistent drop of revenue for each month prior. Not to mention, of course, in that date range, this includes the H-Bomber Guy videos, which had a collective 23 million views between the two of them. 113. Blair suffered non-economic and special damages, as explained in paragraph 112 of the complaint, as a result of defendant Felix's publications in an amount to be proven at trial. I can only assume this is her talking about the general backlash and emotional turmoil this situation has thrown her into. Again, as I'm sure I'll be saying this thousands of times, if you send threats of any kind towards Blair, you're worse than her. Again, the damage is...
I mean, I don't think so, personally. I think if you send threats towards Blair, you are not worse than her, but still you should not be sending threats towards Blair. Just saying.
Blair's suffering is of her own doing. The only reason any of us are...
She served everyone a lawsuit except for Legal Eagle, the guy that she originally called out. Yeah, I wonder why she didn't want to sue Legal Eagle. Crazy.
In this position is because of the actions Blair initially took on April...
Dude, it's all Blair's fault. All Blair's fault. And she keeps throwing it on other people and suing other people for this.
20th, 2023. Eighth claim for relief. Defamation per quad as to defendant Felix. 114. Blair and Pyramid hereby incorporate the previous paragraphs by reference as though they were fully set forth herein. 115. On or about May 2nd, 2023, Mark Deck posted to his public YouTube account, The Click, a video titled Illuminati and Sadmo, which contains screenshots from defendant Oz and Felix, intended for publication by Deck, available at YouTube link and timestamp. I also just want to add that Click's name is public. 116. The Illuminati and Sadmo video.
Dude, it's so sad, man. I like the Click, bro.
Displayed a redacted screenshot of a Discord conversation. 117. Upon information and belief, the relevant redacted portions obscured the username Felix the Kit Kat, the username of defendant Felix. 118. Upon information and belief, Click is Mark Dreck.
His name is literally Mark Deck. It's not Mark Dreck. How the fuck do you do this? How do you get the guy's name wrong in a lawsuit?
It's actually Mark.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just said. Like, what the fuck, man? How do you screw up this badly?
Deck, and he's pretty public with this. It's the name of his public music channel after all. 119. Blair asked Felix to find Mark Dreck,
who's that?
Saying the R-slur in Sad Milk's raw audio. 120. Defendant Felix then asserts that Blair, though she publicly disapproves of the R-slur, uses it in private.
Oh, okay, this is nice.
121. This statement carries a defamatory meaning because it implies that Blair is both a hypocrite and a bigot.
There's no way that her own lawyers explaining the fact that the reason why they're suing Felix is because Felix implied that she's a hypocrite and a bigot. Interesting.
Her words, not mine. 122. Defendant Felix published this statement with negligent disregard for its truthfulness because he concedes that he has no proof to substantiate his claim. In 2020, Blair had revealed to me that she had used a service to scrub her Twitter of all
No. Bros! There's no way he found her saying the R slur in the past. Oh, that would be literally the cherry on top. Holy shit, I would be at full chub.
Cancelable language that she may have tweeted. Evidence of this can actually be found by the fact that there's a massive removal of tweets on a single day shown by her.
Yeah, a lot of people use those fucking tweet deleters.
Social Blade. I had to purchase a Social Blade premium subscription to get this data down to the day as shown. However, as I've come to learn, that service that Blair used to mass delete tweets doesn't scan media or screenshots. Blair famously went after Click for using the R word.
Oh god, please.
Blair at one point has stated that the word has never been in her vocabulary. And
never been in her vocabulary.
Even with 10 years of time,
it's gross. Oh.
Inexcusable that he would use this word, despite this being his second language and being the early 2010s, and America's cultural exports use this word frequently. Family Guy, South Park, Black Eyed Peas. Blair can be seen in this tweet using the exact word in question that
Oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever! She actually said it! Oh, dude, oh, guys, dude, literally full chub. Holy crap. Dude, look, it's right here. It's right here. She says it. Oh, beautiful. Again, this is coming from a guy that doesn't even think that is like such a, it's like, oh, the R word. I'm not going to fucking cancel someone for saying it, but you paid someone to find him say it. You say that you never said it. You're trying to, didn't her lawyer say that if you're accusing her of being a hypocrite and a bigot by implying that she used to say it, and she used to say it. Oh my god, you know what? She is a hypocrite and a bigot. Christmas came early for me, brother. Holy crap. It was worth the whole hour of this video just for this one moment. Oh my god, she's going to jail, baby! How long till she sues Nux? Nah, she's not gonna sue me.
She condemns
Don't worry.
and damns others for using. Only 3 years prior
Oh my god, this is insane. Oh god, dude.
to her stating, that word was never in my vocabulary.
Oh, beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Holy shit.
According to Blair, even 10 years is inexcusable.
Even 10 years is inexcusable. Oh my fucking god. This is so... I'm so happy right now. You have no idea.
Link to the tweet below at the bottom of the description. One of the reasons Blair is suing Felix is for...
Wait, he links the tweet? No way. I'm just excited. Yes. Oh my god, guys. It's so real. Oh. Just retweet it without context. Thinking about it, not gonna lie. Oh my god, that was beautiful. That's beautiful. That's art. That's art. Oh my god, I love it. That's just everything I've ever wanted. It's everything I've ever wanted. Going crazy after this whole R-word shit. Tweet getting deleted in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god.
Defamation because of a DM where he claimed that Blair has used the R-word in private. Well, here she is using it in public as an insult. Now,
Beautiful.
Personally, I'd like to keep the R-word discourse out of it. The main focus
Yeah,
here...
it literally is not relevant at all. It doesn't matter literally at all. But the point is the fact that you are a fucking idiot.
is the hypocrisy at play because it's plain as day.
I love how her own lawyer is basically calling her a hypocrite and a bigot for this.
I actually think that Blair's lawyer put it best.
Yes!
Because implies that Blair is both a hypocrite and a bigot.
True, just
123. Defendant Felix's statements caused special damages as evident by the fact that plaintiff's revenue from videos dropped by about 50% after defendant Felix's defamatory statements were published in the Illuminaughtii and Sadmuck video from $37,981 in the period of May 2nd to June 1st, 2022 to $19,274.85 during that same period a year later. 124. Blair suffered non-economic and special damages as explained in paragraph 123 of the complaint as a result of defendant Felix's publications in an amount to be proved at trial. The economic damages in question, again, are not solely caused by Felix providing those screenshots. Blair is seemingly electing to avoid mentioning
Dude,
that...
I love how she could say that, oh yes, the reason why her career died is because of one tweet made by one guy, so I'm suing you for fucking toppling my empire. Meanwhile, it's totally her fault.
At this time, there are far more factors at play. Thankfully, the timeline provided earlier helps cleanly spell this out for any parties watching who are unfamiliar. The only way that I can read Blair's current filings, in my view, is that Blair appears to be purposely misleading the judge to try and paint the situation of her being unjustly attacked for no reason, and excluding any mention that she was in fact the initial aggressor.
All right, the judge's order. We are making progress here. Holy crap. This is insane. Honestly, the entire Felix part of this case needs to be thrown out immediately.
This brings me to the present where we are now. After Felix submitting a motion to dismiss, which argues the lawsuit should be essentially tossed, the judge ruled in Blair's favor for the lawsuit to continue. Matt Patster has some great videos diving into this and going over each party's arguments. I don't think we have the time to sit down and go through the nearly 20 plus pages of documents arguing case law in relation to this suit just for Felix. I will point out, though, from what I could see, Felix's lawyer took the route of trying to argue the claims itself and the legal standing, as I'm unsure if, at this phase of the suit, if facts can be presented in argumentation of a case's legitimacy, as both defendant parties, mine included, have forgone including the nitty-gritty facts of the matter and instead focused on tackling the claims on their merit to stand on their own and utilizing case law on the matter to challenge the arguments at play. However, it seems that Blair was able to eke out a temporary victory with her presentation of the claim.
God, it's so disgusting. I fucking hate the courts so much when this happens. It's like, there's so much documented evidence online, but just because she presented her case well and lied properly enough, she's actually able to eke out little victories.
Claims. First and foremost, the judge is following procedure as his duties describe according to Colorado law, which outlines that plaintiffs be given, in my opinion for this specific case in question, an unreasonable amount of benefit of the doubt. Even if Blair has a fraction of a percent of a chance for her claims to prevail, the courts must hear them out beyond a motion to dismiss. This is my understanding of the law that the judge has put as his reasoning, which, while frustrating, I understand. This is not the judge blatantly siding with Blair, this is him doing his job. As quoting, dismissing a complaint only if it appeared beyond a doubt that the plaintiff could prove no set of facts that would entitle him or her to relief, the trial court still accepts all allegations in the complaint as true and views them in the light most favorable to the plaintiff. However,
dude, it's so stupid. It's so fucking dumb.
Facts pleaded as legal conclusions, i.e. boilerplate or conclusory allegations, such as those that merely repeat the statutory language, are no longer entitled to the presumption that they are true. They must be supported by specific factual allegations sufficient to raise the right to relief above the speculative level. Simply asserting a legal conclusion, bereft of any supporting factual allegations, does not state a plausible claim for relief. Viewing the amended complaint in the light most favorable to the plaintiff, the court accepts that the portion of the YouTube video referenced in paragraph 63 and 64 of the complaint is the same as the one displayed via screenshots in paragraph 116 to 20, which has the same link. It shows Blair instructing her employee, Felix, to help me find Click, a former employee and now competing YouTuber, saying the R slur in Sadmilk's raw audio, and offering to pay him $200 to find it. Sadmilk is a YouTube channel created and managed by plaintiff Pyramid.
Isn't that a lie? That's a lie, right? First of all, it's important to note that by calling it plaintiff pyramid, it implies that it's the company that's actually suing them. It's not her herself. Blair is not suing them. Blair's company, Pyramid, is suing them. But also, I think it's important to note that Sad Milk is not run by Plaintiff Pyramid. Sad Milk had its wet socks structure or whatever. I feel like that's not accurate. And the fact that the judge will drop something like this just shows that he does not know what's going on! God, so fucking frustrating.
AMC Para 10. So, as we've discussed, and a quick rundown, Felix was not an employee at the time. The work was not done for Pyramid.
Nope! I'm so happy he's mentioned again.
The income provided was a gift. The work was done for a separate LLC entirely, if she so chooses to argue that line of thought. Click was also never an employee. If he was, why isn't he being sued?
Wait, what? Click was a partner in Sad Milk, not an employee.
I'm going to show an excerpt from the second claim of relief, which mostly pertains to myself, which is why it isn't fully delved into earlier. However, it reads as follows. 73. Upon information and belief, defendant is in breach of these arguments by sharing screenshots of company communications with defendant Oz.
Oh my god. I love how you're not allowed to show screenshots that have nothing to do with your work. It's like, obviously this is like the corporate structure, and it's fucked up that you'll have a goddamn entity that just sits there. You have a company, you make people sign an NDA, and they basically sign away their life.
Intending that he used the screenshots as part of a campaign to damage plaintiff's reputation, as stated above in paragraph 63, Illuminati and Sad Milk at 2413. Defendant Felix has further established his intent to post additional content which will harm plaintiffs in a devastating manner. Blair within this lawsuit is specifically painting these communications as being directly related to company communications, when they were not. I also did not organize a defamation campaign against Blair.
No! He made one tweet! Bro made one tweet and got sued. Defamation campaign. And she's blaming the whole downfall of her channel on these guys too. Insane.
She threw the mud first. The judge continues. Again, viewing the amended complaint in the light most favorable to the plaintiff, these allegations arguably state plausible claims for breach of both the NDA and the Felix agreement. They arguably state a plausible claim for breach of the NDA in that they plausibly allege that Felix, without permission, shared with a third party Pyramid information.
Which isn't even Pyramid information. This is before he signed the NDA, before he was an employee, and it wasn't Pyramid information, it was a different company entirely. How does the judge not know this? It's basic dates. One was November of 2020, and the other was May of 2021. Oh my god! Oh my god! Brother!
About company operations, as well as information regarding an individual's involvement in Pyramid operations. They likewise arguably state
he makes one tweet and gets sued. Nux makes one tweet and gets canceled. We are not the same.
The plausible claim for breach of the Felix agreement. They allege that Felix, without permission, shared with a third party confidential information for the benefit of a third party. The confidential information disclosed is not, as Felix's counsel...
Confirmation of a third party? How does this count as a third party? Bro, you hire someone to dig up dirt on someone else, and they go to that guy and is like, I was just hired to dig up dirt on you. How is that counted as some third party leaking information?
Just that Blair uses the arsenal in private. That would be a private matter rather than the company business. Rather than potentially...
Nope! It wasn't in private. Guys, it wasn't in private. We have fantastic news. It was not in private. It was, in fact, very in public. It was in fact, right here on this public tweet that was responded to by Lord Pissanor himself. Guys, oh my god, I can't believe she would do this in public like that.
Actionable conduct.
That tweet is definitely getting deleted soon.
By Felix was his disclosure of internal company messages and operations, namely that Blair is instructing her employee to find potentially damaging information about a competing YouTuber. Click. That the information about internal company messages and operations was allegedly disclosed through co-defendant and fellow employee Oz. To click for use against Pyramid and Blair. I would like to reaffirm that Blair did state in points 120 and 121 that she uses it in private is a defamatory claim. It is my assumption that because of how much information is thrown around in the complaints, whether purposely or accidentally, has led to it being harder for all parties to follow her cattywampus timeline of misery. Felix's lawyer, with everything else to argue, and from what I could see, did not assert Felix was not involved with Pyramid at this time.
Felix's lawyer didn't assert that he wasn't related? Guy, you had one job! One job! He didn't even sign the NDA for 7 months after this whole thing went down. What was Felix's lawyer smoking? I guess that's what happens when you sue people that are broke and literally would do your dirty work for $200. Like, actually. She's going after people that can't defend themselves. Bro's lawyer is not Saul Goodman. Holy shit.
This is not a knock against
Bro's lawyer is Velma's dad.
Felix's counsel, only an observation to help explain more factors which would have left the judge to provide his ruling. Also, again, Felix provided evidence to counter a, in my opinion, false narrative Blair was spreading about a prior colleague. Felix reached out to me. Felix was slated for an interview in my original video, and I can only assume Blair pieced this together and would be paranoid about the information he had to tell.
So she decided to fucking sue the shit out of him to silence him. I mean, to get justice! I misspoke.
Leading him to be directly included to the lawsuit as an attempt to muzzle him in what he had to say. This is a personal theory of mine that I have come to due to the facts that are in front of me. If this...
It's insane. It's a personal theory that she's suing people to muzzle them. It's a theory, guys. That's just a theory. A game theory. Call me Matt Pet the way I worked on that one.
were false, she could easily prove the public narrative wrong. Instead, she's opted to take the legal route in an attempt to use her finances to crush her opposition. What I also need to stress is that the video which Felix would have been a part of would have fallen into the category of a journalistic piece. No different than what she structures on her channel. I suppose in her eyes it's fine when she puts others under the microscope, but not when others do the same to her. Even for her actions outside of Pyramid,
Main character syndrome,
which wouldn't be covered under NDA. Blair instructing her employee to find potentially damaging information about a competing YouTuber, Click. That information about...
Competing YouTuber! She's framing it that the Click wanted to end her career because they're in competition? Oh my god. She's saying it's a smear campaign from one jealous ex and one competing YouTuber.
Internal company messages and operations was allegedly disclosed through co-defendant and fellow employee Oz to Click for use against Pyramid and Blair. While disclosing such party information to a competitor may not be a violation of the Uniform Trade Secrets Act, it could plausibly be a violation of the agreements that Felix signed as it disclosed to a competitor the internal operations.
A competitor! Dude, she was trying to get dirt on him. And he told her. And... Dude, listen to how insane this is. Listen to how insane this is. First of all, they're not competitors at all. He does Reddit reactions. She does video essays on corporations that are fucking unhinged. Ironic, I know. But Blair pays Felix to get dirt on Click. Felix tells Click. And Blair frames it that her employee is leaking her own sensitive information to a rival competitive YouTube channel. That's insane. How is that flying?
Of a company whose business arguably involved trolling for clicks and bringing down its competitors. As the complaint alleges, large amounts of money were at stake. This shows that the judge is under the impression, due to the information that Blair provided, Felix was an employee at this time, despite the evidence we discussed prior.
This is so much worse than I thought. Like, honestly, Blair could probably go to jail for misrepresenting the case. Like, actually just misrepresenting the case.
The judge is under the impression that Click was a competing YouTuber. This is why I stress his content type being comedy and memes, as well as him being a prior colleague of Blair's. Click is not a direct competitor and does not occupy the same space or venue of YouTube that Blair does. In fact, Blair has done such a tremendous job at muddying the timeline and obfuscating her actions, it seems the judge is entirely unaware that Click's video was in self-defense against her accusation.
Because in her own timeline, she doesn't actually mention that she said anything publicly, and she was just... And she was just trying to de-escalate everything. That is actually insane. It's insane.
And Felix was providing Click with documentation to defend his image from the heinous pedojacketing attempt that Blair had committed. Damn. Blair has successfully been able to rewrite history in the initial phases of this lawsuit to fit her narrative and present herself as a YouTuber who was unjustly attacked out of nowhere by vindictive employees. When the reality is that Blair went on the attack with accusations so profoundly, in my opinion, fucking stupid, where, and I'm repetitive on this notion, not for the audience but for the legal reasons, she accused a lawyer of plagiarism.
It's pretty fucking stupid. It's pretty fucking dumb. I love how she was the source of her own destruction. She was the eye of her own typhoon.
Our guy countered with her examples of plagiarism. While I cannot speak on the intentions of others, as I have stated, I spoke out to defend my prior colleagues as well as distance myself from Blair because I was receiving Discord messages and stream chats frantically asking, or in some cases demanding, that I make a statement on Illuminati, and if I supported her attacks on Legal Eagle because of my prior association with her. When people distanced themselves from Blair and spoke on their own personal experiences, she retorted with a 40-minute long video full of accusations and ammunition that she had been holding on to for nearly 3 years. As stated in the intro, the new GoFundMe being launched will be utilized to not only come to my legal aid, but all other parties in opposition to Blair. This, of course, includes Felix. His legal invoices will also be posted alongside mine as this case progresses. If Blair declines my offer in the outro, there will be more updates pertaining.
All right, so we're actually going to get to his offer for a settlement, I guess. All right.
To this.
All right. Oh God. All right. We were edging to this the entire fucking video. What's his settlement offer?
Here we are. The outro per se. As I mentioned earlier, I'm making Blair an offer publicly to put an end to this. To any questions beforehand regarding the new GoFundMe, if Blair does accept this offer, I will be refunding it in full, as I only plan to utilize that funding if she decides the lawsuit will be moving forward. Because of this, however, this does mean that for the next month, I'm on the hook for my own legal bills, and as of today, this is going to be a rough month.
Oh my God, dude. Payment due $7,700. It's so sad, man. It's so sad that she goes after people that literally can't afford to fight back. That's literally her target audience, her targets here.
As this one's out of pocket, so it looks like it's the mini wheats diet for me. If this lawsuit continues, I know
The mini wheats diet for me.
that on my end, I could be looking at anywhere from $4,000 to possibly $10,000 monthly, as seen by this invoice for the last 2 weeks.
Insane. Imagine needing to pay $8,000 every single month for years until that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. And she has a fucking empire, so she can afford it. She's literally drowning him out. Guys, let me just remind you that you can click the link in my description, okay, where his video is here. You go to his GoFundMe and support the guy.
The reason for this potential settlement offer is that I'm not thrilled at the idea of spending a majority of my 20s, possibly the next 2 years, stuck in legal litigation in opposition to Blair. I just want to be able to live my life. The stress from the lawsuit, the foreclosure, it feels nearly never ending, and I'm tired of waking up in the middle of the night stressed with chest pain and dread.
Oh
I'm tired
God.
of dreading every email notification. The legal system is...
Dude, it's like actual... Dude, when... The first time I got, like, big canceled, every time I would get a Twitter notification, I would get, like, heart palpitations. Like, actual PTSD symptoms. And that wasn't even going to court. That was just getting canceled, okay? You don't understand.
While the legal and foreclosure stress have been very present and constant in my life, even with the foreclosure ending in December, it's not the only reason I'm considering this potential settlement agreement.
Yeah, believe it or not, this guy also has a life aside from this.
In my personal life, there is an ongoing source of both grief and stress and factors that I'm still trying to process and have been unable to process because of everything going on around me.
Black screen is less obvious. So it's less obvious how red my face is. This took several takes to get through, and I apologize for the emotions. Oh my God, dude. I feel so bad for this guy. He's getting thrown through the ringer for this.
With keeping details sparse out of respect for my partner, and with
This is showing his face less red?
their approval, we've had to deal with the heartbreak of a miscarriage throughout all of this. It's
That's so awful.
Its occurrence was unexpected, and because of the day-to-day stress of the lawsuit, we've been unable to process, heal, and move forward from this loss. We've had to shelve these emotions and push forward, and it's been hard on both of us, and I just want the opportunity to heal with my partner in peace. And which is why I'm even considering giving Blair the settlement. I ask that you respect my privacy of myself and my partner until such a time that we are comfortable making details known.
Dude, this poor guy.
I'm not doing this for Blair. I'm doing this for my partner and I's future. If Blair doesn't accept the following offer, let alone negotiate, so be it. I have no problem with continuing forward. I have no
She's a machine. She doesn't fucking care. Unfortunately.
problem with continuing to pursue this until the end, as I do not fear the outcome of the case, especially after the judge's recent orders. More on that if/when part 2 is released. My settlement to you, Blair, would allow you to follow the morals that your channel has advocated for, or in your words, be dedicated to upholding your channel's values and delivering on your commitments, or
Okay, alright.
as this handy video you uploaded a week before you sent out cease and desist states.
When something as horrible as this happens, people always come out and admit fault and tell the horrifying truth of their continued negligence and malpractice, right? Yeah, you're right, that never happens. What am I thinking? Instead, they usually do their best to hide everything and blame anyone but themselves, and wouldn't you know it, that's exactly what happened here too.
Ironic, right?
My settlement offer is for you to drop the lawsuit, for all parties involved. Even Wonder, with prejudice. I won't file counterclaims and would no longer be required to upload the second part to this video. And what do you get? A chance to prove your side of the story, or even take accountability for your actions. If you proceed with this lawsuit, by the time that it's done, especially with what's left of the judge's order, there would be no platform for you to return to.
True, she's cooked. It doesn't matter if she wins or loses. She's fucking cooked on YouTube.
As you still need to answer for not just me, but for everyone else you've harmed on this platform. It would be difficult to return to a platform with a label that
You need to answer to me, goddammit! The amount of hours I've spent toiling over this freaking situation, and I'm not even involved! But I don't forgive you!
you hypocritically participated in the very business tactics that you've reported to be in opposition of for the past 4 years. I'm
True.
offering
Her entire channel is about corrupt companies using abuses of power and shit. That's literally her entire channel. And she has become the thing she sought to destroy. Honestly, she's a grifter, she's a liar, she's a plagiarist, and she doesn't even believe in any of the things she spews. She's a narcissistic sociopath, and she doesn't have any values at all. She felt like that was a good way to get people to support her cause, because if you call out these big, massive companies for being douchebags, well, people will support you, and that's what you were there for. You were never there for the morals. You thought you were the fucking chosen one.
you a chance to clear your name on a third-party neutral platform. Think of it as a conversation. Rather than use the corporate tactic of bullying those who speak out against you, why not prove you're different from them?
Because she's not. Because she's a liar. Because she has nothing to prove. Because she knows in the public eye she's cooked.
Stated that you feel as though you dumb down your
10 years, 12 years, dungeon, no trial.
language too much, and you allow people to fill in the gaps that don't actually exist. So, here's your chance. prove everyone wrong. If you're interested in going the route of proving publicly why you're in the right, to argue for your platform's right to existence, a discussion where all topics would of course need to be known by both parties beforehand. A lawsuit that'll drag on for the next few years will not clear your name like you hope. If anything, it has only further damaged your reputation, Blair, especially because you're suing the two parties who have publicly said the least. And I know you know this. No PR firm in the world could save you if you continue this lawsuit. Even if you did win, from what I've seen, you would just be...
I mean, no PR group in the world can save her even if she doesn't continue this lawsuit. I love how he's phrasing it this way, like she has a chance. She has no chance. He's phrasing it, you still have a chance to defend yourself. Maybe people will believe you. Bro, she's cooked. She's cooked.
seen as a bully who abused the legal system. You could also use...
She always will. It doesn't matter.
...this opportunity that I would be giving you to take accountability. The rough outline that I'm proposing, and I am open to negotiations on these terms within reason. Plaintiff must dismiss all claims against all parties with prejudice once amicable terms are set forth.
Nice. Cook. Get rid of the lawsuits.
Plaintiff and myself will agree on a third party who we both independently trust to host a fair conversation.
Ooh, he actually wants a mediated conversation between them. Interesting. Vought International couldn't save Blair at this point. Bro, Homelander has a better job repairing his PR.
Responsibility will be to ensure that each person is not spoken over and is given a chance to clear their mind.
All right. I respect that.
Plaintiffs may also...
I volunteer as tribute!
...take this time to take accountability for their actions instead if they wish. Legal fees of either party will not be sought out, and this will be taken for the loss that it is. I can provide no personal guarantee in either circumstance that you, Blair, would be able to repair your public image or reputation. That is up to you. However, I am giving you the opportunity that your lawsuit will most certainly not. I would be open to additional terms being presented within reason. This settlement offer must be accepted, if at all, by a communication in writing delivered to my lawyer not later than the end of office hours June 7th, or it will be withdrawn without further notice. If my lawyer does not receive a response by the end of office hours on June 7th, I will assume that you've declined this offer, and I will proceed as planned with legal proceedings.
She's not going to do it. There's no way she's going to do it. I'm just saying, hot take, she's not going to do it. She thinks she's the fucking main character, and she's not going to buckle. She ain't going to talk for peace. She wants to just control these people through silencing them through lawsuits. I think she knows how much damage she's doing to all of their mental healths right now, and she's reveling in it.
...are open to negotiations within reason. I am only giving Blair this settlement offer because of the events which have occurred in my private life. If she declines, so be it. I have no qualms with proceeding with part 2.
Yeah, well, this is awful. Hopefully she ends up in jail for muddying this entire situation, literally lying to the lawyer under oath, lying to the judge under oath. I think that's put her in this slammer. But yeah, this is just a really, really yucky, ugly situation. If you made it to the end, click one of these 2 videos, which also will definitely get me canceled. See you live on Kick. Stay weird, fam.